Because you know what? We're gonna get really flavorful right now. Whether you're a seasoned vet or you just want to gain all those tools to be the best chef in your household, maybe West Point Culinary can help. And joining me to show us how to cook some duck is Chef Brian West, owner and founder of that school. Chef, first of all, I love to cook, but I do the basics, right? Got meat, chicken, fish. Where do you get duck?
Oh, duck is one of my favorite fowls, if you will. It's excellent. So yeah, people should be cooking and eating more duck.
And you can get at HEB, you were saying, right?
Oh, it's very simple, yeah. Just get the duck breast. There's a couple little tricks to it, and you don't have to overcook it. That's another big thing. So duck can actually be served medium rare because it's a wild game. So that's pretty easy to work with.
So how are we gonna make this today?
So the most important thing with the duck is you wanna dry it off, and you're gonna wanna render this fatty skin. So duck actually comes with its own version of bacon right over the top. So this will actually melt really, really well.
I didn't know what rendering the skin meant.
So yeah, rendering means to melt it. We do that with bacon. Any type of fat, you can render it down. I'm just
I
gonna
see,
put
but you did this cool little technique with the
knife.
knife right now.
I just kind of sliced it and scored it just a bit, just so that we can get some of the heat to come out underneath it. And this is a little espresso rub. So this is a modern interpretation of a very famous French dish called duck à l'orange.
Duck à l'orange.
Duck à l'orange. Yeah, it's actually a very complex dish, and it requires a whole duck. But I wanted to make this a little more simpler. And then we're just gonna put this fat side down.
Where the part that you cut a little bit.
Correct.
With that espresso rub. Did you make that espresso rub?
I did, yeah. It's got a little espresso, a little chili powder in there, a little cinnamon, all sorts of delicious things in there. And this is gonna get going pretty well, and it's gonna slowly start to melt the fat on that.
Oh, okay, duck, I see you, and it looks very nice and plump and juicy.
Yeah.
Is there a certain cut of duck that you recommend? Is this a breast?
This is the breast. Yeah, the breasts are a little more elongated. Also, the duck legs are very tasty, but we always make that into confit, which is where you cook it in its own fat. So it's a little high-level cooking on that one, but this is actually a very simple dish to do.
Okay.
So you can see, I'm gonna flip it over here, and if you wanna help me out, we got a step you can do.
Let me see.
What we're gonna do is make the à l'orange part of the duck.
Yummy.
And so you're gonna wanna take some of this Grand Marnier.
Gladly. I will not be drinking it, y'all,
yeah.
Okay? I will not. I would be pouring it into the pan. But I do want to. No,
so just pour a little bit. It could flare up a little bit, so be careful.
Guys, careful. Derek with the camera.
Watch the eyebrows.
I know, right?
You're doing great. Keep going, go. Stop.
Okay, wow, I'm loving that smoky sizzle.
So I'm actually gonna push this through.
Good.
And allow that skin to kind of soak some of that up. And you can see that beautiful breast is already starting to caramelize. Now we're gonna put a nice little dollop of...
like one spoonful or
about
more?
Two.
Would you recommend a cast iron skillet like this for whoever does this at home?
I would. I mean, a lot of people cook on Teflon, but cast iron is actually a really, really beautiful thing to cook on, and I actually prefer it. But again, there is a little bit of a learning curve. Now, this is gonna take about 7 or 8 minutes, but I got cute and made one early.
Felt cute, made one early. But okay, so we put the Grand Marnier, this, right?
Correct.
And then you made this, what is it?
That's an orange marmalade. It's a homemade orange marmalade that I make. It's just stewed down oranges. You could buy a commercial version, it'll work just fine as well. This is actually finishing up. I'm gonna put the final ingredient, which is just a little bit of thinned down molasses.
Wow.
And so what I'm trying to do is create a lot of stewed flavors without having to spend a lot of time doing this. So that's why this dish is
also, I
modern
feel like in the skillet, it's all adding that flavor with the fat and the orange and the liqueur and all that. Well,
absolutely.
Is this a dish that students can learn to cook at your school?
Absolutely. This is actually going to be one of the signature dishes. So we always teach a little bit of French cuisine because French is very easy to teach. So another thing I want to tell you about this duck, it's perfectly cooked. You do eat duck more medium rare to medium.
Oh, okay.
So a lot of people don't realize that. We're gonna just pop this on, and I'm gonna.
It almost looks. I know it. It definitely. Okay, people are like, it looks like chicken to me, but I feel like it looks like a piece of steak.
It actually does, and when cooked correctly, it actually is quite delicious. So I'm gonna put some of this ratatouille.
Ratatouille. This is real life. No rats were responsible for making this, but. Maybe they were. I don't know, Chef. You might have some rat friends that
never know.
Helped you make this.
I've met some pretty rough cooks in my lifetime.
That's hilarious. What else? I know you have foodie courses at your school as well. Tell me a little bit about the inspiration for opening it.
Well, I wanted to kind of give back to the. I'm gonna put this right in your.
Yum.
Yeah, right over the top.
Oh, I'm all about the sauce. Oh
there you go. Sauce is the boss. So I wanted to kind of give back to San Antonio a little bit, and as well as to my students. So you get to a point in cooking where you want to start giving back, and so I'm really just trying to teach this next generation a much easier pathway to get into the industry. So.
That's so cool. And do you have an apprenticeship that you are offering?
Yeah, so I'm bringing on 5 students this year. They're going to work with me for 6 months. I'm going to teach them some administrative pieces to the whole puzzle. It's awesome, right?
Whoa.
People need to eat more duck. I always tell it. People
That
think
is
they don't like
so
it, but it's actually
good.
absolutely wonderful.
That is so, so good. I feel like I can make it at home.
You can. But
Well,
it took us like 5 minutes.
Back to what you're saying, the apprenticeship. See?
Yeah.
Look at me. I'm like, all about the food.
Food always takes over. No, so we're really excited because I'm going to bring on like 5 students. They're going to stay with me. We're going to cook for them. I have some other chefs that are going to work with them. We're going to teach them the administrative part of classic culinary school, but we're also going to give them some real life training. And so by the time they're done, they're ready to kind of get their career going. And I mentor for life. So there have been a lot of people that have worked with me in the past, and they always call me, ask for advice, and I'm an open book.
What a blessing that you're offering that. Thank you so much for being with us this morning. Y'all have to check out the school and also check out this dish. Paul, I'm telling you, you've never had duck like this.
Oh, I tell you, that duck looks fantastic. Duck is one of my favorites. Love to hunt them, and it tastes great.
You love to hunt them. Well, go hunt me a duck, and I'll make it for you just like, I mean, I'm going to finish eating this over here.
I tell you, if you make duck, you make it right. It is awesome. So, yeah, it looks great.